An ordinary day? Does that really happen? Before I read the letter, I thought it was happening. I remember going to work, arguing with Peter the asshole about the delivery dates of an item that was out of stock, and then having lunch at a diner across the street from our store. I even remember the heartburn from ground beef. But most of all, I remember that twitchy feeling in my stomach that I always get when it's time to come home to you. His strength weakened over the years, to be exact. We've had our ups and downs, sweetheart, but never more than this year. And this feeling has never left me. It's always been with me, just like you. Just like the sound of the pusher in my truck, which always lets you know that I'm back home. An ordinary day, just like any other. But he ended up in tatters. And you know, my dear, sweet wife, I can't fix it. I can't make everything the same as before. Great God in heaven, I wish I could do this. I realized that there would be trouble. You don't know how to hide problematic things. She never hid it, especially from me. You greeted me at the door with a light greeting, as you have been doing for almost a quarter of a century. Over the past year alone, it has gotten a little colder each time. Dinner was ready for my arrival. It's always been that way, well, almost always since we became husband and wife. And while we were having dinner, you kept clutching a folded piece of paper in your hand, as if you were drawing strength from it. Finally, over coffee, I couldn't stand it. Erica, what the hell is in your hand? You've been holding this in your hands all damn evening, I said, reaching out to take it from you. You pulled the paper out of my reach and shoved it into your jeans pocket. No, not really. Nothing. You froze for a moment and looked at me. Jim, we need to talk. Oh, my God, honey, don't. Every time you start a conversation with that, I know it's going to be about something I don't want to hear. I am a prophet, and my name is James. You're a little confused. You tried to find the right words, but there weren't any. And where would they come from? Finally, your eyes looked into mine, and you said, I wasn't going to do that. You deserve so much more than that. You reached into your back pocket and handed me a piece of paper, like something you desperately wanted to get rid of. A bomb ready to explode. I carefully took the paper from your waiting hand. It was wet from your sweaty palms. I slowly unwrapped it. I unfolded it carefully, as if the evil living on its pages could reach out and grab me, as it grabbed you. I began to read. It didn't take long, but at least the letter was honest. It's always been like this with us. In the lines written there, I saw a man in pain, a man who was torn apart. You've been watching my face, looking for signs of my own pain, confusion, anger, understanding, and maybe a little disgust. I'm sure you've seen them all at some point. Finally, I put the letter down and looked at you. Your eyes searched for any sign of a reaction. I tried to speak, but nothing came out. Clearing my throat, I started again. It took you a lot of courage to write this. Is that how you feel? I croaked. My heart was beating at 300 beats per minute. My head was spinning. Jim, I love you. I don't want to hurt you. But you deserve to know what's going on with me. You looked at my face again. I got up. I knew that if I didn't do this, I would never get back on my feet. You waited while I went to the fireplace where we kept our memories. This is too unexpected to accept right away, I said flatly. Jim, dear, You began. Do you hate me now, knowing that I, your wife, am attracted to women? You sounded like a child asking his parents for forgiveness. Still staring at the mantelpiece, I replied. Stop saying that. That's not all that defines you. Hate you? Of course not. I love you and always have. And I probably always will. You jumped up and came closer. I didn't want this to happen, but when you approached, I stepped aside to keep my distance. At that moment, we both realized that everything would never be the same again. You recoiled and anxiety distorted your features. Am I disgusting to you? Your voice faltered. My mind was still reeling from the contents of the letter. Yes, disgust, anger, compassion, love, and fear fought within me for dominance in my soul. You couldn't guess who would win, and I didn't know myself. I looked at the mantelpiece again. There, in the photos, our life together was depicted. Our wedding photo. Photos of our children, bright and happy. Your only glamorous shot. I'm in my uniform, having just returned home after serving in the army. Our family photo that we took for Christmas cards 2 years ago. Photo from the parent committee. Everything was there. 17 years old. 17 years of misunderstanding. The 17 years that have passed. I knew how you felt. Anger at God for doing this to us. And fear for the future, for our future. Jim, I heard you, but I couldn't answer you. Jim, what are you thinking about? How do you feel? Don't shut me out now, please. I could hear the pleading in your voice. I turned around and looked into your eyes in which I saw fright, anger, and confusion. I needed to say something, but I didn't know what. Jim, please. Erica, what do you want me to say? I asked. Tell me everything's going to be okay. Tell me. Tell me everything's going to be okay. I ran my hand through my thinning hair and confessed. Honey, I wish I could do this. I raised my hand, interrupting you before you could say anything. Can you just listen? You were sitting there looking at me with your hands folded in your lap. Suddenly, I saw the girl I fell in love with 21 years ago. The girl who stole my heart in algebra class. I had to be strong for this girl. For her sake and for the sake of our children. Baby, I began. I do not know what to say. I'm overwhelmed with all sorts of emotions and thoughts right now. But I want you to know that my love for you is the most important thing. Love and great adoration. But there is also pain and anger. And a sense of betrayal. Oh, I know you've always been true to your vows. You have never betrayed our union, and you will not do so. I don't think you can just go to someone else like that. It's not about you or me, for that matter. I sat down, feeling like I might fall, and continued. Erica, I would like this to happen for some understandable reason. Then I would know how to behave. But that's not true, is it? It's all about changing your nature, changing your feelings. That's what scares me. To be honest, it hits the most important thing, the feeling that you need me as a husband. During the last year, I felt that something was changing between us. It seemed to me that you were getting distant. Do you think we can still call our relationship close? Jim, you croaked, and your eyes filled with tears. I felt it when you pulled away, when you tried to avoid the usual warmth between us. I loved being with you. Your presence, your gaze, your smile were important to me. It hurts when you pull away. Somewhere deep inside, I already guessed why this was happening. But I hoped I was wrong. I love you, Erica. I need our closeness, our connection. She has always been an important part of love for us. I can't be in a union where we don't have that intimacy anymore. I don't want to live knowing that you don't need me the way you used to. I don't want to find myself in a situation where I have to look for outside support. It will destroy us both. I'm still here, Jim. I still love you. I can never turn my back on you. I believe you. But if your feelings have changed, everything will be different. I don't want our closeness to be forced. It won't bring you or me any joy. I said it more sharply than I meant to, but continued. Sometimes I think maybe I should find someone who can make up for what I no longer feel around you. But I know it's wrong. We made a promise to each other, in church, before God. We swore to be faithful. It didn't talk about feelings and their nature. But if I break it, everything will lose its meaning. And even if you let him, will he, I pointed up, give me his permission? It would be wrong for everyone. For you, for me, for that other person. You can't be completely here and there. No one will be truly happy. Neither you nor me. I sighed. And then, children, what are we going to tell them? Mom always felt different and lived at odds with herself? It will be a blow to them. And maybe they'll start doubting everything, including your love for them. I would never let that happen. You replied fiercely. Erica, I am sure that if you could manage all this, you would do everything differently. But things happen the way they do, I said quietly. You looked down. Yes, you're right. And that's not what I wanted, that's for sure. I got to my feet again and turned to you, upset and angry. Explain it to me. Why did you suddenly decide to change everything? Isn't this something that is defined from the very beginning of life? Isn't that what we're always told? So what happened? I don't understand. Jim, stop it. You know it's not for nothing. I didn't wake up one morning and say to myself, I'm going to be different today. You hissed angrily. I can't explain it. You read my letter. Do you think it was easy for me to write that? I couldn't help myself. Anger was building in me. How could she do this to me? With us? With the kids? What am I going to do without her? But deep down, I knew it wasn't just a whim. My head didn't seem to be hanging on my neck anymore. No, I said more gently. I know it's not easy. It's not easy for me either. I don't believe there can be anything easy here, I sighed. Suddenly, I felt empty. Exhaustion set in, and all the energy left me, leaving only fatigue that penetrated my soul. I looked at you. You felt it too. You looked very tired. For the first time, I was afraid to touch you. I was afraid you'd pull away. I was afraid that my actions would be misinterpreted. I was afraid you wouldn't accept my support anymore. I reached out my hand to you, and the love was still between us. You jumped up and threw yourself into my arms, almost knocking me down. I hugged you. I felt like I had something to live for again. You hugged me tightly and sobbed in my ear. Oh, Jim, dear, what are we going to do? And then you started crying uncontrollably. All your fears and pain were coming out. I stroked your hair, just like the night your mom died. I do not know what to do, I said quietly. We can't stay in this state. But you can't go back either. I pulled back and looked at your red, tear-stained face. I used to say you were brave, and I still admire you. You've been through the last year alone. I failed you. I can't fix it. But I can do one thing, share it with you. This is our path now. You snuggled up to me again. We can do this, right? You whispered through your tears. I'm not sure, Erica. We may not be able to cope, but at least we will be able to reduce this pain a little. That's the best we can do right now. I looked at you. We can't solve this today. I need to think about it. You too. But we're in this together. I love you very much. Jim, I love you too. You were crying. As I held you in my arms, my eyes swept across the room. Our house. Everything that we have built together. His gaze stopped at the letter lying on the floor, then at the photographs on the fireplace. No, we won't solve everything today, but we'll get started. And whatever the outcome, our house has already changed. I took a step back. I'm going to wash up, and then I'm going to rest. Will you stay close? You wiped your eyes and looked at me, and then you smiled a little. Jim, you know I can't fall asleep alone. I took your hand and we went into the bedroom. Tomorrow we will start looking for a solution, the one that fate has given us. I was still angry and hurt. I felt confused and powerless, but at the same time, proud. I am proud that my wife has found the courage to be honest, and I'm proud that I was able to accept it. Tomorrow will be a new day, not the same as before, but it's still ours.